So, I missed a bedroll. Yeah, I missed a bedroll. That's the level that we're starting on today. It is what it is. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark. In our last Misery series, missed a bedroll at the dam. It was right in front of my face. Literally, my eyes moved straight across it as it sat in the center of the screen. It was just in a spot where I never would have expected a bedroll in a million years. Don't think I've ever found one. And so when it was pointed out to me, my response was literally, holy shit, that's a bedroll. So now we have a bit of a dilemma on our hands, because that might be the only bedroll that is presented for the foreseeable future, even if I'm able to make it to some of the places that I would like to go here in Mystery Lake and beyond in Mystery Lake. We also, as I mentioned, the ultimate goal here is to see if I can get to Milton, because that would be a good loot-dense area. Again, all a relative term, but that would be a good loot-dense area to explore. But, hang on, before I leave here, I think I might come back to this cabin in a bit, just to make sure I didn't overlook anything in the dark, but we do still have some daylight, and I want to finish looking around here. Oh, hello? Door? Here it is. We're very tired. We're very thirsty. We're getting hungry. But we need to finish searching these areas at least. Now, the likelihood that there's a bedroll here is very small. Now that I know, in fact... Oh, cool. Dog food. Now that I know, in fact, where a bedroll was. Let's see what else. Oh, yep. Knew it. But I do want to finish looking around these areas just in case. It is quite dark. I don't have a lantern yet, which makes me sad. For those of you watching in what I call the live audience, I don't do live content except for streams, which are coming soon, but for those of you watching these episodes as they come out, we didn't have episodes over the weekend. I did post our monthly community update over on the community tab. I mostly post announcements that are series related, especially if episodes are going to go, like, are going to be skipped if we don't have a day with a video. I'll mostly say something on Discord. Don't really post anything on the community tab, because frankly, the way that YouTube propagates those community updates, including old ones that aren't relevant anymore, is just wild. It's just wild. So I tend not to post a lot there, but I do monthly updates, and there is some information on what happened over the weekend, just so you have a little bit of context there. But we are jumping back in with today's episode. And it's really starting to get dark. I do need to sleep. We haven't gotten our second affliction yet, which I'm well aware of, but it's not going to be too far off. Okay. Yeah, I might as well sleep. Although there's a part of me that wants to go ahead and search the final cabin. So let's do that. Whoa. Oh, this was the final cabin. Okay, hold on. This snow came out of nowhere. I need to be careful here because the wolves in this area were not visible. Okay, there's one cabin over there. The wolves that normally hang out on the lake were not visible to me, which means that there could be one hanging out back here. Don't see one, and there's a cabin. But I'm also cold. I'm going to see if I can get over here. Again, the likelihood that we are going to find a bedroll, now that we know where one is, and we know it's close, is quite small. So the dilemma being posed to me is, like, do I go back?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Or do I press forward? Because we would be pressing forward into Milton, which technically is a spot where you might have slightly higher hopes of finding another bedroll. But bedrolls are extremely scarce. I'm going to check this corpse while I'm looking at it. then I need to get inside and sleep, and eat, and drink, and warm up. All of the things. Okay, nothing. As per usual. Might be some cattails out here that I can check in the morning. But for now, let's just step inside. Probably not going to be able to explore much. It's also quite likely that I missed some things. Since the cabins are so dark at the moment. Okay, let's go ahead. Honestly, I should have drank that water second, but it's okay. I've got a decent amount of food at the moment. That's one thing I can say about how this particular run is going. But this is also what kind of happens when you have, and this is sort of necessary once you've been playing Long Dark for a while and you really know your way around the maps, you learn how to keep moving. And so people will often comment, oh man, I never get loot that good. It's not so much that the loot's really good, it's that I'm moving really quick. And that I'm going to specific spots where I know there's a likelihood of there being more stuff based on experience. Yes, sometimes the loot rolls, there's the whole streamer loot joke. You know, that is a thing. I will acknowledge that does seem to be like a weird pattern that exists in the universe where people that create content for games seemingly have better luck than people who don't. But okay, let's go ahead and drink a little bit more water. Alright, diminished form. Sun is coming up, which is nice. Let's pass time for like 2 hours. And then maybe sleep for 1, and that should give me a little bit of daylight to work with. Ooh, bad timing on a blizzard. Very bad timing on a blizzard, that's rude. Okay then, well, if we have a blizzard, then, well, here's the thing. At least, yes, I'll grab the frickin' spray paint just to appease the Long Dark gods. Alright, we recovered a bit of condition, but if we go out in blizzard right now, we're just as likely to lose it again. Which makes me sad. So, I'm racking my brain trying to decide whether or not I'm going back for that bedroll, and I think, I mean, with a blizzard, I really kind of can't. I also don't want to be like stuck in one spot for too long, but one beautiful thing about a blizzard is that it does give us the ability to move point to point with relative ease. So, first of all, let's see if it's an actual blizzard. It is. Okay, I'm going to take advantage of this. No cattails to speak of. Oof. Not as quick of a jog as I would have hoped. I know where I'm going though, so I just need to keep moving. There we go. Thankfully, this cabin, if you didn't know this about Mystery Lake, this cabin never burns out. The farthest cabin, counterclockwise, never ever burns out on this side of the lake. So you can always count on this one being here. I did see it earlier, but for those of you who don't have that innate knowledge of the random systems, the systems that determine whether or not a cabin gets burned out, FYI, this one will always be standing. It's a guaranteed cabin.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay, well, I need to warm up a bit. It does sound like the storm is abating already somewhat. Let's get just a little bit of rest. Yeah, I can't quite tell. I have plenty of cattails, which is nice. I have plenty of food in general. Also have lots of sewing kits. So there's probably something I can do with that. Yeah, I'm already wearing the best possible clothing that I could wear. So, I hate to rip up the hockey jersey. My apologies to our Canadians. But we don't need it, given the current combination of clothing that we do have. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these gloves. Condition of my clothing is not terrible. One nice thing, though, about the path that I'm currently on, as soon as this sort of storm lets up... Oh, damn. Failed. As soon as this lets up, one nice thing is that... Okay, it failed again. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep wasting time then, because the storm is gone, and I need to keep moving. This is going to put me fairly close to where I need to go. The only trouble is I'm quite weighed down, so... Ooh, why do I have 3 cooking pots? That's not necessary. What in the actual heck? Let's drop those. I've got a couple of things of flour as well. I'm going to go ahead and drop all of these books. Alright, I haven't been curing these maple saplings, which I need to do that. I could leave them here. I would just have to remember to come back for them. Is this the best spot to leave them? Honestly, what I should have done is left, like, when I went to the camp office, I should have left them there. It's a little bit out of the way to leave them anywhere else. I've got a number of skill books to read as well. I'm just trying to lighten my load, because right now I'm carrying way too much crap. And if I'm going to have to double back, then I need to drop a bunch of stuff at a waypoint. And this is a pretty reasonable waypoint to use. Okay, so... yeah, I still have the heavy hammer too. Well, that's a new heavy hammer. Remember, this, we haven't actually been to the forge yet in this run, so I shouldn't say I still have the heavy hammer like that's anything surprising. It's actually pretty great that I have one already, all considered. Okay, so weather seems to be clearing fast. It is, however, quite cold. The blizzard literally just ended, so what I'm going to do is sleep for just an hour and hope that the weather is very clear when I emerge here. The other slight problem is that we could have a bear right in front of us. Or wolves, for that matter. Alright, so there are the wolves. That's actually kind of good news, though, because I don't see the bear. Alright, so this is going to be nerve-wracking, because if we have to get all the way back to the dam, getting that bedroll is going to involve a lot of moving back through areas that we've already scavenged. But it will enable us to rest anywhere in the world that we need to rest, which will allow us to travel and give us more survivability for the remainder of the series. So, that's why it's worth the risk. I hate that I missed it, and, you know, hindsight's 2020, you know that that is a bedroll spawn now, potentially. I'll never not look there again. So I appreciate the commenters who pointed it out. Which is a tough line to walk sometimes, because for the most part, I try to just let the curveballs of my particular gameplay experience, the things that I overlook, the mistakes that I make, be part of the series, and kind of just be part of the story that we tell in every single playthrough that I do, which is kind of my focus as a player. I like the emergent narratives of games in general. That's what I'm all about, and always have been. Not really a perfectionist player, as I mentioned.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
Alright, so I think... is this the ledge that will let me up? No? Did they change that? Or am I just not climbing it correctly? Alright, well this is annoying because now I'm cold. Alright, well I'm gonna go around this way. And I guess what I'll do, like, I'll just go back to the camp office anyway. And then leave that stuff. And then I'll have to warm up for a bit. I just need to manage my condition. Tried to get a little bit of repair in, but we had some failures, and I have to manage the clock. Because we don't have all the time in the world. Alright, I can climb this hill. I'll probably sprain here, because this is really steep. Nice. Alright, let's go straight across. As tempted as I am to go straight that way, I wasn't necessarily planning. I was going to try and go over the back and through, but now that I've come this far, it's a little bit tougher to justify, like, not just dropping off the things that I need to drop off and being lighter in terms of what I'm carrying. I do need to look for cattails as I move here. Which I think I already have to an extent, but I'll double check. And this will work in some ways, because I think if I take this route, I'll be able to search other areas for loot as I head back towards the dam. So this might actually be superior in some ways. So this actually is an example of what I was just talking about. Like, I'm kind of making decisions in real time, trying to think through them and think what's the best possible way to go about this. I'm not perfect, I don't claim to be. Mistakes are par for the course. And the weather kind of forced my hand one direction already. That ledge forced my hand another direction because I couldn't quite climb up in the way that I thought I'd be able to. Right, just double checking for cattails in the immediate area. Don't see any. Okay, let's go inside. We have, of course, already searched everything here. I want to make sure... Oh, hello. That's a magnifying lens. Do I not already have one, though? Yeah, I already have one. So that's nice and everything, but I've already got one. Okay. So now, this makes a bit more sense. Let's go ahead and drop these saplings. And I do need to get a little bit of rest before I go anywhere else, so I'll do that. Let's say just 2 hours of sleep to fully warm up and then go back to where I need to. Rather than open any of those cans right now, because I'm still optimistic about a can opener here. I'm just going to plow through some cattails. I need to use some of that flour, make some bannocks, so we need to have some cooking, which is, I mean, by this point in the first run, I think we've probably already done a little bit of cooking, so we're kind of at that point here. Oh, hello. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, now we have some very interesting options ahead of us, because if I really want to go back towards the dam and search everywhere that I can, first destination is there. Which, there could be a wolf, especially since we're dealing with stalker-esque wolf populations, which, by the way, there's been some back and forth in my commentary on whether or not that is a thing in Misery. Because I've, talked to various content creators that, feel like it's still kind of Loperish, but where Athenon and I have kind of landed currently in our assessment is that it seems like we have a stalker-like wolf population. And to put it the way Ath put it, it's stalker wolves with loper teeth. Because if you didn't know this, loper wolves are meaner in general. They do more damage. They're harder to scare. And that's before any afflictions in Misery that also affect wolf fear, interestingly enough. So those make it even worse. Okay, so this is going to be rough. Because I'm not even at the base of the hill, hardly. My god. This is not going to be pretty. Like, we were just not able to keep a decent amount of health.
If I don't...
Also, can I get up there? I don't think I can. I think I need to go farther this way. I think the lowest point at which I can start climbing... I could technically go through the other way there if I went through those rocks where I saw that deer a moment ago. I didn't point it out in my commentary, but I was looking at it. You might have seen it if you were watching closely, especially in 4K. But... okay. Yeah, this is why I was mentioning the wolf population bit, because there is a wolf that you can encounter on this, not this slope specifically, but on these slopes once you get up on this path. And if we're dealing with a higher wolf population, then that increases the general probability that that wolf will be hanging out. So we'll find out. I don't hear or see any indications of one right now, but that means jack nothing. That means absolutely zilch. So, we are going to make our way up this slope. Probably have to rest again once we're up here. But it's usually a pretty good loot location. So I'm hoping for a bit of a miracle here that it's a very, very nice loot location this time. But even if it's not, we have some other locations nearby that we can kind of check off on our way back to the dam to get that bedroll. And of course the very nice thing is once we have the bedroll, we can sleep within the dam anywhere we need to, regardless of whether we get caught by sparking wires or anything else like that. Which is a win. Alright, so we have some ptarmigan making noise. Hello, hello. Just like bunnies. Kind of makes you wish you could just reach out and grab them every now and then. Because sometimes there are clear opportunities, but the game has no such mechanic. Understandably. Definitely one of my favorite spots for vistas and just wide-angle views in the long dark. Love it. Okay, let's get inside here as soon as we can. Also checking to make sure there's nothing on the outside. Yep, alright, cool. Let me in. Let me in. Okay, we have a first aid kit with painkillers. We have simple tools, which I think I've already got simple tools. I do already have simple tools, so drop one. Cedar firewood. Cooking skillet, which I've already got one. A candy bar. Another sewing kit. Not a great day for loot at the other at this particular point in time. At this particular point in the parallel universes of the Long Dark. That's a shame. Okay, well, I need to rest here. And it's a problem because I'm going to have to do some movement at night, most likely, and hopefully the weather will be... Oh, hello. No, No. Put this away. I didn't want to do... Game, listen. I need you to put that away. I had no intention of using that to begin with. Stuff moved around in my inventory because I'm sorting by weight. There. That's what I get. That's what I get. Okay. Now, I could do some cooking here. Wouldn't be the worst thing. It would allow me to get some food, allow me to get some rest. I do have a decent amount of wood here. Yeah, tell you what, let me go ahead and break this up. Makes me wish that I had kept those books that I dropped. But there is a lot here.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, so I will need to drink some water. And now we have an opportunity to do plenty of cooking because we have 2 cooking spots here. So we will take full advantage. Matter of fact, well, I don't have a ton of water, so I might start... So you have 2 skillets, that's the thing. So we can go ham on certain recipes, which is really nice. It won't take as long to cook through everything that I have as it took in previous episodes of this series, even when we were on our first run. So let's go ahead. We've got an 80% start chance here. Don't have too many matches, so fingers crossed that it's a decent dice roll.
Okay, that didn't work.
I just need to stop saying things out loud. That's what needs to happen. We have 5 matches. 5. 5.
Come on, little fire.
Okay. Cedar firewood. Lots of reclaimed wood. Nice. Okay, so I do want plenty of water. Let's go ahead and get that going. And now we will cook some bannocks here. Do we get cooking skill for this? We do. We get skill for the prep and for the finished cooking. So same as the oatmeal there. Or the porridge, sorry. Alright, so I can break this up. That's going to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. Anything else? Yeah, I can break this shelf up. That'll take 11 minutes. That's totally doable. Yeah, I should have brought some of that stuff with me, but this is a decent amount of wood. And I can go out and find more if I really want to keep this fire going and get more out of it, but this will allow me to do plenty of cooking. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and eat while we can, because I don't necessarily want to have a ton of food on me, if I can help it. Now remember, when you eat the bannocks straight out of the pan, you only eat one of them. So I'm eating one and another's going back into my inventory every time. Alright, let's drink that water. And now we can go ham. Now these do actually require water, so that's the downside, is that I will very quickly need to put the pot back on. And also, I don't have all the time in the world. So I say we can go ham, but I don't have a ton that I can add to this fire. I think I have these sticks, I suppose. Yeah, I have several training manuals to read. We'll get a good amount of cooking skill out of this as well, which is always welcome. 4 hours, 23 minutes on the fire. That's good. This is definitely one of the hardest locations to reach in Mystery Lake, which is one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and knock it out. Nice. Okay, so we're going to have to make some water after this. I mean, I probably still have some, but... let's go ahead and place the cooking pot. And then we will continue to make bannocks with our remaining time. And speaking of remaining time, let's see how much we've got. 2 hours, 33 minutes. Not bad. Okay, not a ton of time left at this point. Which is a shame. But we did get a ton of cooking done there. Alright, so let's drink that, and I might be able to get away with cooking a few more here, if I'm lucky. I'm not going to bring both of these skillets with me. 41 minutes. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, I'm not going to try. Is there anything else I can cook in less time than that? Like, can I make some herbal tea? I could make some herbal tea. That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. That's actually quite useful. Right, let's put this skillet here. Drink this herbal tea, and that will improve our rest. We'll get more condition out of this next bit of sleep. And now I can sleep for a straight 10 hours. Might wake up with a new affliction. Nope, no new affliction. Much better health. The weather actually sounds decent. Dare I say it? Okay, not burdened by too much. I do have an extra couple of clothing items that are not necessary. So let's harvest these real quick just to spare some weight. It would suck if a storm started right now, but... again, this is one of the harder locations to reach. It's literally downhill from here, and I mean that in a good way. So let's do that. So we're going to head back towards the dam and see if we can go for that bedroll. I know exactly where it is. There's a slight chance that we'll find one elsewhere before then, but when I say slight, let me tell you, it is incredibly slight. Virtually non-existent. So I'm just acknowledging it. That doesn't mean I'm hopeful for it. Just open to it, you know? You never know. Alright, so there's the old watchtower. For those of you who haven't played The Long Dark in years and years, that's where the original watchtower was when this zone was first designed, before it was updated for story mode. So this watchtower we just left is the new watchtower. Just watching for a wolf. Because you never know. Oh, look, a plane crash. Hey, I keep forgetting about that plane crash. Is there a way for me to get to that, though? There probably is. If we go down from another location. Like if we... I don't know. I'm not sure what the easiest way to get there would be. Okay, so speaking of downhill. This gives us a pretty nice a pretty nice view of the tracks below. Now if I kind of hang out here.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Okay, can't get through there, unfortunately. Could be some wolves below, but there won't be wolves here. Hey, there's a cairn there. Nice. Alright, I hear wolves below. Okay, there's one right there. That is suboptimal. Okay, if I can just make it past this wolf. Not sure where his buddies are, but I really would prefer not to attract the attention of that wolf at the moment. Because it would probably kill me, or come very close. I also don't think I have antiseptic on me at the moment, so I wouldn't be able to cure the wolf bite. Disinfect the wolf bite, I suppose. Which would be also less than ideal. So, we're just going to absorb a little bit of condition loss here. We haven't quite made it to the second affliction yet. Don't know what the second affliction will be. Could actually be worse second time around. We were pretty happy with the second one we got. Before that wolf ended the first run. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to beeline over this. We're probably going to sprain here. Oh, that's so rude. It so looks traversable, but it's not. Okay. Now, if we kind of come up this slope a little bit and over. There we go. Probably going to sprain here. Being very cavalier about this. Ah, God. Lovely little jump scare there. Saw it coming. Let's now step inside here, take a look. Nope, nothing. Alright, couple of rosehip plants. And we've arrived at our next kind of waypoint on the way back to the dam. Now, the nice thing about where we are here is that I have the opportunity to rest. There's a bit more wood if I need to make a new fire for any general purposes. Did I grab my cooking pot when I left there? I did. Okay. There's some jeans, which... honestly, I don't need them at the moment, but I might use that for cloth in a bit. But yeah, we have several locations to rest and also just locations to loot. There could be some stuff here. So we'll worry about the sprain later because we'll probably be able to sleep that sprain off. We're going to go counterclockwise around the huts here. Just to see what we might be able to find before we wrap up.
It's a bit, but I'll make it.
We have plenty of food, plenty of water. And that bedroll will be a boon once we go back for it. It's unfortunate that I missed it, and it is a sacrifice to go back and get it. But having it is better than not having it. So that is my rationale. You never know where the next one's going to be. Okay. Not a lot here, unfortunately. That's an old bedroll. Those don't count. Oh good, there's a dead guy in the hut that I decided to stay in. Great. Love that. Yeah, every now and then someone will be like, hey look, there's a bedroll, Hadrian. Why didn't you pick that one up? Those are old bedrolls. You can salvage them, but they don't count as the nice blue fluffy ones that you can actually pick up and carry with you and sleep in. Unfortunately, they do not. So, okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sleep for, let's say, 3 hours. We'll get 2 and change. We'll stop this episode here. In the next one, we will continue to head back to the dam, which pretty much at this point is a straight shot back to the dam. The only thing that will make it not a straight shot is the wildlife, which, if we're lucky, we won't run into any wildlife in the area. But I know exactly where the bedroll is. It's just a matter of getting back down to it as soon as possible, and then getting back into the dam. We'll have to go all the way back through the way that we first came in, but we have light. Depending on how we time it, we might not need to use a torch of any kind, which I would prefer not to because I would need to use a match, which I don't want to do. But yeah, after that, it's just a matter of continuing towards Milton, now that we've kind of looped back for this bedroll. And just hoping that we haven't given up too much in this effort of like going back for it. And then beyond that, it's a matter of like, what are the afflictions that are going to make us more miserable as we go forward, especially if we do make it to Milton. That will allow us to really cement our position in terms of loot and in terms of the things that we have available to us to stay alive. And then it's just maximum preparation for whatever afflictions get thrown our way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome. So leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.